What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Banner Report podcast. We are coming to you live on January 28th, 2026. I am Cody Adams. With me is Jacob Pierce and Steve Crowley. Guys, Super Bowl, baby. Let's go. The New England Patriots, we're back.
Didn't take too long. That's for sure.
No.
Not much of a slump period.
The haters are sick and so mad.
Oh, yeah. Twitter is disgusting right now, and I need to stop engaging with it because I do see that. Other than NBA trade rumors, I'm seeing a lot of like anti-Patriot stuff because I've been hate consuming that stuff, but I need to stop it so I can have more like positivity about the Patriots on my timeline. But it is very nice. It's glorious to like when your team succeeds and goes this far. It's amazing to like get to listen to the podcast in a fun way. That's for sure.
The Jets, sorry to just switch gears, the New York Jets fan base, New York Jets in America. Somehow they haven't played football in well over a month, but they still lost last Sunday so hard. So hard. Those poor Jets. They find a way to lose in the AFC Championship and the NFC Championship, even though their season ended back in December. Poor guys. Poor bastards. I mean, Sam Darnold, the guy they drafted, saw ghosts and then saw his way out into Minnesota and completely corrected his career and will be taking the Seahawks to the championship. And then the Patriots, the team that just steps on your throats twice every year, and sometimes 3 times in the playoffs. Got to be brutal. Poor Jets fans. I feel for you. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't feel for you. Sucks to suck, man. But yeah. Anyhow, Patriots, Seahawks, rematch. What are we thinking?
This is going to be exciting.
Hot take alert.
The disrespect for the Patriots is just crazy right now. It's like you played 3 top 5 defenses. You're the only team to ever do that and win all 3 games in the playoffs. And we did that. Now all of a sudden they're talking like we didn't play anybody.
Yeah, in tough
They
conditions.
mean the regular season.
Oh shit! You played was on your schedule. You made the playoffs. Everybody else made it to the playoffs. They didn't play anybody either apparently because they made it to the same amount of playoff games as we did, except we whooped all of them.
I mean, listen, there is.
Like, what do you want from us? Like, that's how you got to.
It's like they're gonna dissect the season. They've dissected every single Patriots season. This has not been the first time this has happened, where they'd be like, "Oh, they play the Jets and the Dolphins twice a year," and it's like we'd always lose one to the Dolphins. You know, and the Jets sometimes were under Rex Ryan, and you know they were. I think they might have won the division with Rex Ryan once.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, so like not anything to blink your eyes, to blink at, but they've done this every single year, and we're just collecting the Lombardi trophies, just polishing them. 7 will be home soon. We missed you.
It's fun to be hated too, honestly. It's reminiscent of the Celtics run where they just keep moving the goalposts. Where they're like, "Well, now you haven't played anyone," and then they take another team to beat them, and then they're like, "Well, X, Y, and Z is why it's still not legit." Like then. Like everyone picked against the Celtics, not everyone obviously, but like majority of the ESPN panelists were picking against the Celtics. And then once we win the
Mavs,
when we win the finals afterwards, everyone's like, "Well, it was a cakewalk," and it's like, how does that make sense? That's how this works. Like everyone took the Texans, a lot of people took the Broncos, even with Stidham, like, and we played tough ass defenses and tough ass environments, and that's why it was ugly.
I will say, I think if you laid the Broncos with the points, you won on Sunday. And I do think there is some validity. Like, let's be honest, we are skating by here and we're catching a lot of lucky breaks, but that's football, baby.
Yeah. That's just playoffs in every sport, basically.
Yeah. The Broncos fans must, that sucks for sure. Their season was torched. And if they had Bo Nix, they probably win that game. They probably win that game at home, but we'll never know.
Got to get to the dance. That's the big thing. You got to get to the dance and then see what happens. And now,
especially in football, where it's any
one game,
one gamble, I don't know, a wide receiver, all of a sudden that whole side of the field is useless to them. Like anything can happen in football.
Games aren't decided on paper; they're on the field. Yeah, and Drake May just makes winning plays.
One and done. That's the beauty of football. That is the one thing that I do enjoy about football over the rest of sports is that it is one and done.
Yeah, it's a crapshoot, that's for sure. And like that 3rd and 6 by Drake was amazing, that run.
But also imagine a 7-game series of football. Like
everyone would be dead by then.
You'd have to have like a 500-man roster with the amount of injuries,
That'd be like the territorial draft where like you just got to draft like a bunch of people from like where you lived at, like they did in the NBA back in the day, just so you could have enough people to roster.
I mean, I'd like line up at like right guard there sometimes.
That's what they did back in the day. It was just blue collar workers playing football.
They clock out of their factory job and just go strap a piece of cowhide on their head and hit each other.
And play for the
Just like
Steelers.
the bros, dude. Just the bro ship all time.
Put me in at fucking middle linebacker so fucking KW through the fucking line and juke me out of my fucking cleats.
Yeah, man. Listen, there's truth to it. We've had an easy schedule, but that's what happens when you suck and you win 4 games the season before. Last year was not fun, but listen, it paid off hardcore for this Patriots team. And we, booked our ticket to Santa Clara here, playing who's in front of us and beating them. And yeah, we beat 3 top 5 defense. We're playing another one.
Definitely our hardest
Seattle.
test. Feels like our hardest test coming up, that's for sure. Because it's
They can
explosive
move the ball.
offense. Yeah, it's an explosive offense with the defense, so it's pretty scary.
The way Kenneth Walker's running is a real problem, and JSN is just like the best technical receiver in the game.
Like, I don't watch any football. I was just watching him in the playoff in that game against the Rams. I was like, holy shit, he's always open.
Yeah, you know what the play Steve saw was when he threw it out of bounds. Stafford clearly threw it out of bounds, and he still went up and he got it. And like the most athletic catch I've ever seen.
Oh, that was so wild.
Yeah, it was out of bounds and he knew it, but it was like just an absolute snag.
He's just bragging.
Yeah. So it's gonna be tough.
Like, fuck you, I'm just gonna do it anyways.
But I tell you what, man, this Patriots defense is playing some special ball. It's really playing special ball. It might be the best unit in the playoffs left in the NFL playoffs, the way they're playing right now. And it's just a weird amalgamation of guys like Kalavon, Chason, Landry, Milt Williams, like a retread or a guy that the Eagles had to give up on.
Who's the linebacker that fucking got hurt last game?
Robert Spillane. And then you got Gonzo, who might be the best player on the field.
He's insane.
Sunday, 2 Sundays from now.
Yeah, when I see him mess up at all, I'm like so surprised. Like anytime he gets beat,
he messed up bad in that Broncos game. That's noticeable.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? That does not happen.
But he also got picked too.
And then you didn't hear his name again until he sealed the game with the interception. That's how you know you're like a great cornerback, is because it's like he's just so quiet other than making a few tackles here and there.
Other than interceptions, you don't want to hear about them. Or the like obviously like amazing blocks and such, but
who's number 7? Who's the corner?
Carlton Davis.
He's crazy too, because like he'll fuck up and get like burnt for a touchdown, but then he'll also make like a crazy pick or like he'll fucking force a fumble or something like that. Like he's a stud too. Like this defense is so good.
Yeah, I don't think he had an interception all year, and then he's had like 3 of these playoffs.
Yeah, picked up Stroud I think twice in one game, right?
I was gonna say everyone got one that game.
He got 2.
That was a fucking game where I was like, who wants to lose this game less, basically. Like,
also
tough to watch at points of that game.
Wait, what?
The Texans game, I was just laughing so hard at that game because it was like, all right, fucking Jigman's going to fumble it like 18 times. CJ Stroud's going to throw it in the air just to hope playing a game of jackpot, basically, like we used to play in the schoolyard.
Dude, that lollipop pick, dude, I laughed my ass off with my brother. I was like, what the fuck was Stroud thinking?
The ball left his hand. I was like, what, are you trying to like throw a guy out at home right now? Like, what is this fucking air on this?
He had a real tough game.
It was wet. It was very wet. It was a very weird game. You'd prefer like snow, honestly, to that. It was like just slippery as hell.
I think whoever was covering that game, whatever quarterback it was, said the same exact thing.
Like, that was Aikman. Aikman said if it was fucking wet, he was shit. He couldn't do anything. But then if it snowed, he was good.
Yeah, it's like the sleet is like probably the worst out of all the mixes that you can have.
Yeah, because your hands are cold and you can't get a grip. At least with snow,
Is Spillane coming back for the Super Bowl?
I don't know. I mean, it's got 2 weeks, so I imagine.
That's what's nice. Yeah, get a little break.
That's the only saving grace of having 2 weeks off before the Super Bowl is getting healthy.
Otherwise, it sucks.
Why?
This weekend just
radio
sucks.
row.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to like the Pro Bowl like this week. Like I'm not. A hand up, I'm not going to be watching Shadur Sanders in the fucking Pro Bowl.
The franchise, dude. Shout out to, I think the Browns just hired their head coach. Jesus Christ, I probably should have researched it. I forget his name, but he was the Ravens.
Oh, Harbaugh?
OC.
Oh, no.
OC.
I was like, Jim?
No, Harbaugh's in New York.
Yeah.
Greg Roman, I think his name. Whatever. Who cares? Sorry, Chicago. Cleveland. Cleveland is like, there's some real stuff going on with the coaching hiring process that's revealing how kind of poorly they're run. Like,
yeah.
Mike McDaniel just straight up like turning down the head coach job. to go be an OC for Harbaugh, I think.
That could be good though.
I was head coach for the Dolphins, and he just straight up said, "No, I'm not going to be your head coach for the Browns."
Well, they brought him in for an interview, and something happened, and I think he was like, "I'm going to go take the OC job with Harbaugh."
They probably told him you have to have fucking Dick for brains as your fucking quarterback. What the fuck?
It's not a great quarterback draft. This draft next year's, I believe, is pretty good. So you're gonna have another year of like Shadur or a rookie, and they ain't gonna be that good. And there's not a real plan. They still got Deshaun Watson in the building.
So paying him a lot.
It's a bit of a probably don't want to touch this with the 10 football unless you're very brave.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he just doesn't want that smoke. It's not a good situation. That's for sure.
I mean,
And meanwhile, McDaniel gets to move back out west where he's from and, live in sunny LA and coach Justin Herbert and have John Harbaugh tell you what to do. Yeah. Pretty much a sweet gig. Yeah.
Also, losing with the Dolphins, then you're going to go to the Browns where you're probably going to lose even worse. It's like that probably doesn't bode well for your future being a head coach. So maybe that was more of a career choice. Like, hey, I want to take a year off and then maybe find a better job.
Yeah, you probably win more just because of Myles Garrett, but otherwise, it's tough.
Yeah, but if Myles Garrett goes down, you might not win a fucking game. That's wild. He's that impactful defensively that he can win you a fucking game.
He's generational, that's for sure. It seems
generational bonker.
He's huge.
Patriots are pretty heavy underdogs in the Super Bowl.
It's 4.5-point dogs. That's heavy dogs. I thought that was like pretty
for a Super Bowl. Two of the best teams in the it's 4.5 spreads big, even on
Yeah,
it's more than it's pretty much a heavy lean towards the Vegas thinks Seattle's going to win.
I was gonna put the fucking Pats to cover and parlay with Drake May, MVP or Drake May anytime touchdown, but I was like getting like plus 490 odds on that, and I was like, I don't know about that.
Plus 490.
Yeah.
On the Pats to cover and Drake May to score on his feet.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, if either one hits, it's probably the other one's going to hit. You know what I'm saying?
I was going to parlay it with Drake May MVP too, but it wouldn't let me. So I put in the worst fucking bet of all time. They gave me the option for both teams to score passing and a rushing touchdown in both halves. Then I got
high scoring event.
Plus 10,000 odds for that to happen. So I was like, I'll put $20 on that. Like, fuck it.
That sounds like a good ass. Yeah, that'd be a good return. You're just hoping for a fun Super Bowl, basically.
And that's like sort of as if the Super Bowl's fun. I understand there's a real talent disparity with this Patriots team. We also have a second-year quarterback. A lot's riding on a 23-year-old's shoulders. So like, if the game's fun, obviously I expect this team to win. Like I want them to go in and win, but I'm realistic about it. The Seahawks are a legit powerhouse of a team on both ends of the ball, but their quarterback is susceptible. And other than that, they have very limited playmakers on both sides of the ball, besides Kenneth Walker, really, and JSN.
What do you think the key is? You think the key is stuffing the run and making Darnold throw? Like seeing if he can
stuffing the run, which won't be an issue. I think this team's been unbelievable at stopping the run. But yeah, getting Darnold, which is gonna be a bit of an issue because our pass rush is not great. But if we can get to him, that increases your chances of winning the game because
that's
he's liable to make mistakes.
Yeah, we got to make Darnold play bad.
I mean, listen, there's a chance that Drake May could, throw a 40-point game out there. Like he could do it. It could be an offensive shootout.
Where's it at again?
It's Santa Clara. It's the
Stadium where the 49ers play.
Gotcha.
So hopefully nobody blows up their fucking Achilles, please.
It'll be warm at least. That's what I'm hearing.
Because of that, you guys hear that story, right?
Yeah, like the electrical factory or whatever that's near them. I did hear that.
Yeah, it's like weakens the whatever it's called, musculoskeletal system. This is the second time I tried to say that today, and I haven't got it either time. So
I won't try.
The muscles, dude, it fucks them up because of fucking radio waves, man, or some shit.
5G. So, it's 5G.
Yeah.
Don't tell RFK about this. You'll fucking shut down all the fucking electricity in the world.
Good. Shut it off during our podcast. Do the world a favor, folks. Yeah, it's been a fun season. And as long as the game's fun and it's close and it's not a complete shit-on fest going against us, I'll enjoy my time because the season has just been a blast, and we're not supposed to be here.
It's almost like fool's gold. Like, well, not fool's gold, but like...
It ain't fool's gold anymore.
Found money, I guess, was the word I was more looking for.
But there's also real, well, right, yeah, but there's also real talent to build on with this roster.
And they're getting experience too.
And I think the coaching staff has really done an excellent job. The coaching staff won you that game last week.
Yeah, Drake May's going to play his 4th playoff game, like in one season. Like that's a ton of fucking experience. That's more experience than some quarterbacks getting like 4 or 5 seasons.
And yeah, it is a trial by fire for him.
He's getting some of the best fucking defenses that you could see all year. So, like,
I guess in the detractors' favor, it hasn't necessarily been great for him these playoffs.
But he stepped up in big moments though. Like,
of course,
one at the end of the game to seal that Denver game was huge. Running in that touchdown that Denver game was huge. Like
the booty touchdown.
Yeah, that was absolute dime to fucking booty.
Every single game he's made one throw that's like that's like Tom Brady throw. You know, prime Tom right there.
A little bit and let him fucking rip.
So
we ran a flea flick fucking the other day, didn't we?
That's the play they said he got hurt on.
Who got hurt?
There's like a pretty prevailing wind that Drake might be dealing with an injury, like his throwing shoulder or something like that. I don't know how true it is. It seems like there's like it's like the internet's looser on it.
Yeah, people's trying to explain his slump basically a little.
It'll be discussed all week, I guarantee it. On the show stuff once they get wind of it.
Josh McDaniels is pulling out all the old Tom Brady fucking plays. The flea flicker. He pulled out the fake missed snap, direct snap to the running back on the goal line.
That almost was a fumble.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like, oh no. Like it almost was a fumble. It's supposed to be a pretend fumble, and it almost was a real fumble. But McDaniels blowing out all the tricks like he has been. I can't wait to see the double pass come out in the Super Bowl like it has.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
There'll be some trickery going on for sure.
I love a trick play in the Super Bowl. There's nothing that makes me fucking happier than that. Like watching who was it went for the onside kick? Sean Payton in the Super Bowl, like to start the second half or something. Like I love crazy shit like that.
I mean, the Philly special that was against us, that was a great play. We'll see. It'll be fun. It's been fun.
Yeah,
it's been nothing but fun
for
us Patriots fans. And yeah, we are back. We'll be here. We'll be in it's not going to be like no Washington Commander situation where it was like very much a clear benefit off a bad schedule with a good quarterback, new quarterback. We'll be back. Maybe not to the AFC Championship, but we'll be back in the playoffs from, I imagine, here on out. So Patriots haters sick to their stomachs. And I love it, honestly.
It's great.
It's the manna of the gods. So, and speaking of another team that just wins, baby. The Boston Celtics.
We gotta get this Belichick too.
Oh my God, I completely forgot.
The Hall of Frauds over here.
It's not the haters are sick, but they're winning battles and they're petty fucking losers. Bill Polian, Belichick not gonna get in unanimously on his first try at the Hall. A lot of people, they point to the Deflategate and Spygate and all that. That's just loser talk,
Yeah. He's got 8 Super Bowl wins as a head coach. Like, how do you keep a guy out of the Hall of Fame who's got 8 wins as a head coach?
Belichick could come back to the NFL this offseason and be a top 5 coach in the league again.
Yeah, for sure.
It'd be crazy.
It's hard because there's a lot of new coaches. He'd at least be in the top 10. He's better than more than half the coaches in the league for sure.
And you got to figure a couple of coaches have left too. Like Tomlin's out.
Tomlin's taking a year off. Well, Harbaugh's with the Giants, but he's better coach. Always has been better coach than Harbaugh. Both of them. Actually.
Jordan allow that though?
No, he's never. I don't think he's coming back. But I'm just saying, it's such sour grapes at this, and he's such a great mind that the Patriots didn't lose because of his coaching.
No,
when he was his last year, it's because of him picking players who were duds.
Just tough, but like they could have gone 0-16 every other year, but he won 8 Super Bowls. Like that's 8 Super Bowls. Like you can't write the history books without writing about Bill Belichick.
I know, but that's the thing. If you're not gonna put him in based off of his resume, which is the greatest resume in the sport, I don't know. There's you gotta appeal to some sort of deeper sense of this guy is the best, right? Yeah, he might have cheated for sure. I don't know many coaches that haven't tried to give themselves an advantage, but
I do.
It's not trying to make that the death penalty like they have in baseball is so foolish to me.
Yeah, no, I was about to say it feels like Barry Bonds and Manny. We're getting hit over the head with this shit. We just had Manny last week not getting in, even though he's his resume is insane. He's maybe the best right-handed hitter ever if Aaron Judge won't take that, but. Like, yeah, we don't. So we see Manny not get in, and then we see Manny's just completely off the ballot, which sucks. Like that's even worse because Bill might get in next year, right? Like he still has a few more chances. I forget how the football works exactly compared to other
He
sports.
wants to go in unanimously, I think.
Yeah, he should have.
You gotta get 40 out of 50 votes.
Gotcha.
Oh, and he didn't.
He didn't break 40 out of 50.
Uh,
I don't know how many years that you get to get into the NFL Hall of Fame.
I get a few, I think.
Gotcha.
He should have been first ballot. Even like you see all the players on Twitter that like played against him that hated him. Yeah, he should have been first ballot. Like there's no reason for him not to be.
I mean, you want to talk about a guy who just has done his career has just hit a fucking wall and nosedived. It's like Bill.
Yeah.
It's really kind of sad to see, but it's kind of been okay as Patriots fans because the team's good again with a different coach.
There's
Yeah,
not a lot of all-time greats that go out on top, though. I mean, like
no, but his
he was running down the side of the sideline, fell down, and just never got back up again. Like Jordan played for the Wizards at the end of his career. Like not a lot of guys go out.
he's not done though. That's the thing. Like his career's not over. He's still the head coach of the UNC Tar Heels. So like, and that's just going very poorly. And all the people who have been waiting to grind their axe for 40 years or whatever, however long he's been coaching, are doing it.
Yeah, they have the chance.
And, yeah, now they're taking their pound of flesh. It
What?
sucks because it's obviously we're gonna look back and be like that was a huge fucking mistake. Why did that happen? The guy who they're talking about naming the Super Bowl trophy after, yeah, he wasn't unanimous. Okay, first ballot. Okay, it's stupid. It's just stupid. But and Simmons made the point. Bill Simmons made the point in his tweet, being like, it would be a lot more harder to stomach if we hadn't already fucked up every single Hall of Fame for every sport. Every sport Hall of Fame is stupid in its own dumb way, and now the NFL is also becoming that way.
It's unfortunate.
Which stinks because the NFL was like the best of the best in terms of like its Hall of Fame.
Yeah, nobody really made it in there that wasn't like really supposed to be there.
And everybody that you're thinking is in there, it should be is in there. Like, it's
like
now it's getting foolish though.
Basketball's a little too easy.
Yeah, way too easy.
But it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. It's not the NBA Hall of Fame, so you could like make that excuse. Which I like that it's the Basketball Hall of Fame more than the NBA Hall of Fame because you get like the coaches and you get the overseas players, the WNBA players, like Olympic stuff gets in there. Like I like that a lot more, but obviously the NFL can't do that because there's no unless they're gonna start putting Canadian football in there.
There's also 53 guys on a roster at any given time, and all of them have had like an excellent path to the NFL. know, like
so it's
like Johnny Manziel would be in the NFL Hall of Fame if that was the case, but it's not. Thank God.
Yeah, so it's NFL was a good bar where it wasn't like you're not letting anybody in too easy. You're not holding people out like the MLB does for fucking stupid things like steroids when everybody was fucking doing steroids anyways. Like,
and you could take away the steroids or clearly mark where they started taking them, and the guy's still already a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
Greg Bones had like 2 different Hall of Fame careers in one.
Basically. He won MVPs before it, which people forget. Like he won like 2 MVPs or something before steroids.
It's also like, and it's like, dude, really? I know Pete Rose, and I don't know. Maybe it's a whole different bundle of worms because it's the integrity of the game stuff. Pete Rose not being in there just doesn't sit right with me.
Yeah.
Because he was one of the best players to ever play the game. I know he fucked with the integrity of the game, and that is the death sentence. But that's very draconian to me. And it also feels just like it just feels foolish.
No, did any of the Black Sox make it into the Hall of Fame?
Probably not.
Then I figured they drew that line back then, and they just weren't gonna.
But that's so draconian.
I understand it more than the steroids.
Definitely. Well, no. How?
Pete Rose is betting on his own games. Like, if the fans want to watch that game to watch his team try and win, but the manager has money on the game, then
I guess actually, yeah, it's obvious. Yeah, you're right.
But I mean, there was never any proof that he betted against his team or against any players on his team. But it's still
he was the player manager of the team.
It still affects the way you manage the team, though. Like, hey, like, oh, I had us winning by more than 4 runs. Oh, let me get this fucking guy up and have him pinch hit right here real quick with a man on third. When this guy's dealing with a fucking oblique injury that he's just getting back. You know what I mean?
He's still the all-time hits leader.
Oh yeah, as a player, like you can put him in as a player. but
Separated, yeah.
I don't know if he was gambling on games when he was a player.
He was the player. He was a player coach.
They had player coaches still when he was playing.
He was a player manager. Yeah.
Oh, and maybe then you get a little tricky because he was definitely probably betting on games that he's a player coach.
But like he's
Pete Rose over fucking 2.5.
Pete Rose, the MLB player, is a Hall of Fame level player. Like one of the best hitters, if not contact hitters of all time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know. That's why it's just like it's a much more. Listen, I get it. Of course, everything you're saying is absolutely correct, but like it just don't sit.
I mean, he is the best hitter of all time. A lot of people say. Like a lot of people say, like if you needed somebody to get on base, it was Pete Rose, and then there was a big gap, and then there was everybody else.
And he's dead too, so it's like, you know, he never got it when he was alive, which kind of stinks. It feels like time should heal all wounds a bit, but that one was never gonna heal.
Yeah, the thing with roids too in baseball is it's not a contact sport. I feel like other sports you could be like, oh, they're endangering everyone, but baseball they're just adding on muscle and they're not tackling each other or beating each other up, so they're not really like harming people. They're just kind of beefing up.
I don't know, dude. You stand in the batter box when Roger Clemens is pissed off at you and tell me you're not fucking scared for your elbows and knees.
That's why that is true, but also at the same time, that's why baseball is great because then you have Randy doing the same thing, but it's just because he's long as fuck and he's
a legitimate trebuchet.
Yeah, he's using leverage. Yeah, he's like using absolute leverage to do the same exact damage. Like in Pedro doing the same, injuring probably more people than Roger because he'd throw at people.
Because he got fucking pissed. Yeah,
yeah, he'd throw at people every game.
Also, that bird would have a huge complaint.
That's true.
One feather up, be like, "Excuse me."
Yeah,
player safety.
That was nuts.
Have you guys ever seen a picture of like a pitcher like mid throw and like how much torque is on their arm?
Oh yeah.
On baseball cards, dude, some of these guys, like their neck veins are the size of my torso. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah,
no wonder they got injured.
Like, how do you guys not throw their whole arm off of their body the way that they're doing it? Like, how is there not like a fucking my biceps coming right down, painted the left corner on that one? Like,
no. Whenever you watch any pitcher pitch in slow motion, you're like, yep, Tommy John's makes sense. That their
arm goes from like one complete inflection point to like the next in a split.
Yeah. And then you got swinging at like such crazy speeds, which is not even natural. At least humans have been like throwing, like people have been throwing baseballs forever. Like the baseball swing is not natural. That's why you got all like the oblique tears, and that's why Roman was out. It's like that's why when you see them do such crazy Wemby like workouts, so they do all like the dexterity and like oblique workouts that you see Wemby do in the off season.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, swinging, like you're coming from a place of complete like static energy. Like you're not moving. The only movement's going in like your setup and your knee lifting, right?
Yeah.
But you're trying to go from zero like static energy to all your kinetic force in one motion. And it's like that is a lot for your body. Like it's why I feel so sore, weirdly sore after I play a round of golf. It's the same concept. Yeah. It's like you're going from static to kinetic, and your body's just not really meant to do that. It's meant to sort of warm into the expenditure of energy.
Also, the fact that you swing the club so many more times than anybody else does.
And I swing out of my fucking nipples, dude. I swing so hard.
You monster every time.
I swing so hard that the ball defies like physics. Like, I'll swing with my driver and I'll hit like the very bottom of it at like max speed. It'll pop like 50 feet in the air and then go behind me. It's like I don't even know how I did that. It makes no sense.
The funniest thing I've ever seen on a fucking golf course. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think about that and laugh.
Also, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm up there hacking like 50 times. So. No wonder I'm sore as shit.
You gotta get your money's worth.
Oh, I do.
They say, like, fuck all these scratch golfers. They pay all this money to play these courses. I play the same amount of money. I see so much more of the course than they do. I see the bushes over there. I see the tree. I see that bunker. I see that bunker.
I'm driving all over the place looking for my ball. Anybody see a Titleist? Boy.
That's how Tiger got hurt, because he used to swing so fucking violently. Like, that's why his leg fucking gave out on him after a while.
No, his leg was because he got in an accident. It was his back.
He had a leg injury and a back injury before the accident, too.
Yeah, but he also did, like, intense, like, he trained with Navy SEALs and shit. Like, he did intense body like, work.
But if you watch, like, his swing, he swings so fucking violently. Like, Every like pro golfer says that they wouldn't let their kids swing the way Tiger swung because it was just so violent.
It's weird. I thought
It's smooth, like it's the same path every single time, but it's aggressive.
he changed how golfers approach the game in terms of like physical preparedness.
Oh yeah.
He
He's an
looked like a
athlete.
bodybuilder out there for much of his career.
Now you see all these fucking. I was watching Full Swing, and all the golfers are going to the gym before and after the fucking rounds. Like, they were never doing that before.
No. Yeah, it's a leisure sport. Yeah, that's why you have fucking John Daly just half cocked, 3 bills easy, just swinging out of shit out of the ball. But Tiger was winning. Anyhow, yeah, Hall of Fame's.
Whatever.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Bill's a Hall of Famer. He's the best coach of all time. I'm a Patriots fan, so of course I'm going to say that. But it's true. I just checked the resume. But anyhow, moving on to a team that also continues to win, the Celtics. Nothing much has changed. We're still maintaining second place. We are 29-17. Playing tonight against the Hawks. Probably should win this game. Guys, you're Boston Celtics. Any takeaways for the past week?
No, JB keeps killing it. White and Peyton are kind of trading bad games, it feels like, but White at least is always impactful. The Hugo stuff's getting crazy. He somehow got another plus 19. I don't know how he just like conjures up crazy plus minus games and limited minutes, but yeah, no, it's just we continue to at least win through it, so it's no big deal. I mean, I wish we won that Chicago game, but it was tough in the back-to-back with the OTs and such. But that Nets
Chicago
game was fun.
just not going to miss.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just not your night in the NBA.
Yeah, I mean, it was the second night of a back-to-back after going to double overtime the night before. Like, it's
tough.
It's a tough game to play.
That Nets game was fun.
Yeah, I missed that one, of course. Like, I missed that one. I see the fucking Bulls game. I was fucking pissed. Yeah, I agree with everything Jacob said. I mean, D. White and Pritchard, are kind of slumping, but it's January. You're coming up on the All-Star break. These guys usually play a little bit better after the All-Star break. I saw a stat.
And also, those guys are allowed to slump.
Yeah, I mean, they're playing above their heads for a lot of the year. Like, you're going to come down to earth a little bit here and there.
But also, we know they're risers.
Yeah. But I've seen something that said D. White slumps every January anyways, so that's just kind of what it is.
It's the NBA doldrums. Like, I get it. This shit must get boring after a while.
Every year, Tatum starts wicked slow, and then by the end of the year, he's ramped up and going.
Yeah.
You got, I agree with all that. Kata's been sick the last week, it looks like, and now we got Amari coming out and playing. Super excited about that. I think that kid's going to be special.
Yeah.
He does possess. He's very raw, but he reminds me, dare I say, of a more talented Nimi Skata. Like, in terms of what he can do on the floor. He can do everything that Nimi does, but I think his offensive game is a lot better already.
I think he reminds me a little bit more of Rob. A little less
maybe.
The same kind of build. Like, you both got quick jumps. Like,
the taller Rob.
I'm always surprising guys with his jump. But the passing is really good. Like, Rob always was a really good passer whenever we put him up there, and Amari's a great passer too.
Yeah, Amari's passing is exceptional for a guy this young.
Yeah, I mean, the stats are saying defensively, opponents are shooting 35.4% when they're guarded by him, which is 14.9% below expected. They're shooting 24% below expected field goal percentage inside of 6 feet against him. So he's doing a great job protecting the rim.
That's what we need, baby. That's exactly right. We need that shit. Desperately.
It's exciting too, because we saw this with Jordan and with Hugo. Like, Joe does see this stuff and he pays attention to like the defensive analytics and like how impactful they are, and he will play Amari if he continues playing it like this. Like, we've at least seen that this year. Hopefully it was kind of perfect. Like, he was kind of forced into real important minutes in the Nets game because of people falling out. Like, Kata and Garza both fouled out, so he had to play critical minutes in that, and he had some crazy blocks. Like that block that saved the game. Like, that felt very Time Lord-esque. That's for sure.
He gets up there for those blocks. It's really impressive. I love Nimi, obviously, but I do want to see some Amari. So, I mean, I think Nimi deserves a break at some point too, because like, he really hasn't missed any time all year. He's been honestly a workhorse all year.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why Chris Boucher is still on the team?
He might get moved.
He might get moved for Valerie, but I mean, they might be keeping him just in case of injuries too.
But I think it's maybe time we call Amari up for good for the rest of the year and maybe send Chris Boucher somewhere else. Enjoy Washington.
Get some picks or something.
Yeah, like this, or I don't know, like maybe even release him. I don't think there's going to be honestly that much of a demand for him.
The
I always
Tillman
like-
spot's taken.
I always liked Christian Boucher as a player. I don't know why he couldn't find his way onto the court this year. He always gave us problems when he was in Toronto.
You see it a bit. I think he kind of falls out of like laps a bit with the team's doing in terms of its defensive game plan. That's like supposed to be his bag, and I think Missoula has very thin patience for that this year. And he obviously is being heavily outplayed by a bunch of other guys like Walsh, Ugo, Amari, Keita. Like all these guys have clearly shown that they're fitting what Joe Missoula wants to do on a nightly basis better than Boucher has.
Yeah, we got Minot too. So good in the beginning of the year. He's dealing with an injury now, but he's fallen out of graces a little bit. But it's as well as he played at the beginning of the year. Like it's great to have him on the bench because like if a guy does get hurt or guy does get in foul trouble, like he's a great guy to plug in there. Like whether
I don't think yeah.
Like Joe trusts him enough that he played him a lot in the beginning of the year. I think he trusts him enough to put him in spot minutes too, and just say go cause some chaos.
I wouldn't want Minot to be moved
I like him
at
a lot.
all. Yeah, I think he's a nice player to have for playoff time. But I'm just talking about in the scope of Amari. I don't think we can keep everybody up here. But he's somebody who I want to see up here for the rest of the season, I think. Unless we're planning on making an addition. By the way, any movement on that? Any ideas for a trade?
Did you see the report today? I just am looking at this right now, but the Zubac offer that reportedly we offered.
What was it?
Reportedly we offered Simons a first round pick so just Simons.
And it was a no.
I don't know. We haven't. I don't think we have an answer.
No, that was at the beginning of the year. I sent it on the.
No, this is 3 hours ago, or was it? Oh, you're right. But yeah, the Clippers showed no interest.
The Clippers said no. It was
early.
And
honestly, I don't think the Clippers are going to move. The Clippers are back, I think.
They're doing much better.
3 in their last 18. That's crazy. Like that's not a small sample size to be going 15.
No.
Do you feel worse about where you had them? If you had to do your season rankings now, see where are they falling?
They probably fall right in the middle of the pack at this point because they're still
up to 20.
They're still a 10 seed in the West, which is crazy. You went 15-3 and you fought your way all the way back up to 10 seed.
Yeah, they dug themselves into a pretty deep hole.
The West is no joke either.
They're 6
and they're going to have to dig. They're going to have to keep digging to get to a spot where they want to be. And that's a lot of stress and pressure you're putting on a bunch, literally one of the oldest teams in the league. So.
They kicked Chris Paul to the curb. At least they got younger there, I guess.
All the Chris Paul.
Got so much better.
All the Chris Paul stockholders like me, tough look for the Chris
As soon as he goes, they're 15-3.
And he's not anywhere else. It's like,
he's probably just at home chilling.
I mean, he's 41. Like, yeah, it's time to be done with this game.
Yeah, he couldn't really play anymore. He's like 40.
Yeah, so I don't. Anyhow, circling back to the deadline in the Celtics, I don't think it's, unless we're willing to kind of make space for a guy like Amari, I think we're okay as is. Tatum is right around that corner. He's coming. He's going to solve a lot of problems. So, and I think we're all in agreement with this. We're good standing pat. Tatum is the guy at the end of the tunnel. Now, there is a lot of heat and speculation stirring up again with Giannis. Jacob, can you fill us in what's going on with him?
I mean, it seems like both parties are into the trade, or at least it just seems like the Bucks' hands are forced. The Bucks are actually listening to all the offers, and it seems like it's going to happen because Giannis has made it very clear he wants to be out. That's at least what Shams was reporting, who seems to be in on it. But seems like both parties are okay with the trade happening. So, and he said he prefers the Knicks, but we've known that. Yeah, looking at the options, they're one of the least suited to actually trade for him. So it'd be tough. They'd have to sacrifice a lot to get him or blow it up a bit. Like more realistic. People are saying like the Warriors have a lot to give for it to save Steph Curry's trajectory, but we'll see.
I got a question for you, and I think each Celtics fan has to seriously consider this. Not that I think it would happen. Right. But Steve posed the question where it was like, is Tatum better than Giannis? We were talking about who Tatum is better than. Is Tatum better than the next player? And I think me and Steve are in alignment where there's maybe 2 guys in the league who are currently better than Jayson Tatum when he, at Jayson Tatum's full strength. That being Jokic and Giannis.
Wemby will be.
And that's dubious because the games played have to matter.
Yeah.
And that's funny coming off a guy who's, missing currently 75% of a season with an Achilles tear. Anyhow, Giannis, let's just say Is there any feeling in Brad where he's like, listen, I got a 28-year-old coming off an Achilles injury. The numbers and stats are not in my favor for this guy coming back and being the player he was. Giannis is out there, and he is available. Tatum for Giannis with whatever you need to fill it.
No.
If Giannis wasn't so banged up as of late, it'd be more enticing, I think. Just Giannis as himself has been pretty banged up. That really is the hesitation for sure.
But what about Tatum's Achilles? We have no idea what that looks like.
Well, that's what I mean. It's like kind of, if the other side was so greener, like I'd be like willing to take that gamble, but I'll take our gamble. You know what I mean? It's both sides are gambles.
But so why? Why are you going to take the gamble over the... I think Giannis's gamble is a lot more safer, for at least for this season, to be productive, and maybe for next season too. Like I think we're a little... Listen, I am as well. It's kind of hard to shake this. I'm very hopeful for Tatum to come back and be the player that he was, but just the numbers are not there, guys. Like this guy might not be who we think he was, who we last saw, and that's just life. It's not fair, but we don't know. I believe he will be as good, but Giannis is good now, and he's missing a month. But honestly, I think it's like, yeah, he's tweaked up for sure, but
And old.
you know, the idea of pairing him with Jaylen Brown in the playoffs kind of is tantalizing, especially while the rest of the East is so weak.
It's tough.
Tatum's not going to come back around and bite you, probably, in the next few seasons while you have Giannis. But Giannis on the Knicks is a real problem.
Yeah, it's tough because Giannis in 3 years, we don't even know what kind of player he can be. Tatum, if he comes on the other side of this, we still have a generational like cornerstone type guy for a while. So that's the thing too, is the age is definitely like you're right. Like the immediate it would be probably like we'd be a more serious championship threat this year, but seasons after that, I don't like it as much. That's for sure.
Your window gets shorter, right? But it's more open for a championship, in my opinion.
There might not even be a window. I mean, Giannis' health in the playoffs the last couple of years.
Yeah, he hasn't really made it to the end recently.
He's nicked up every single year. Tatum's only missed 2 playoff games ever.
That's a high, it's real high usage shit, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Those miles are done though. Those miles are on his body, unfortunately. Like he could come here.
Tatum has miles too, though.
Not as many as Giannis does, and not the way that Giannis plays. We've talked about.
Are we sure about that? Tatum played basketball for like 3 straight years, like whether that be into the NBA, into the playoffs with the World Cup.
Like, Giannis was in the World Cup too. Who do you think was leading the Greece team? Like
I know, but he wasn't going on extended playoff runs.
On the FIBA runs, like there was other players to play with. Like
I know, but Tatum was going to the finals.
Alex and telling us to go get some.
But you understand what I'm like. Tatum played a lot more basketball games in an NBA season than Giannis has, at least the past 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last 3 years, but how about all the years before that? Like Giannis was in the league for a couple of years before Tatum was in the league, so that's
right.
A couple of years played without him too, so.
So you're just an auto no.
Yes, because like Giannis isn't healthy all the time anymore, and why am I shorting?
In theory, you're trading for the better player.
I don't think I'm trading for the better player.
Statistically, you are.
If Tatum comes back to being fully healthy Tatum, then like I'm straight with Tatum. I would have taken Tatum over Giannis last year.
Yeah, this ifs on both sides.
Played more games. Like that's a big thing for me.
And Jacob, you're an auto no as well?
Yeah, I think so. If you ask me this question, if you were to ask me like who do you choose in the beginning of their career, it's like holy crap, okay, probably Giannis. But yeah, but right now with how much older Giannis is too, he's a serious if in the next few years. Like he's still an all-time power forward at the moment, which is the thing. But yeah, it's no because Tatum's Tatum, and both are gambles.
He'd have the highest BER season ever this year. Like, if Jokic doesn't play again, he'll have the highest BER. But yeah, listen, obviously I think I'm more in line with you guys. I just like Tatum. Obviously, he's our guy, so I have all this history that I'm relishing, but it's a bit of a dubious bet to expect this guy to come back and be who he was.
I think Tatum's easier to build around too than Giannis. I think Giannis, you have to build your team a certain way. Like Tatum, you can kind of build a team however you want to build the team, and he'll make it work.
Well, even Giannis, you're shooting the ball well this season. Like it looked like the one thing that was kind of his glaring issue was kind of patched over.
We got a nice little mid-range jump shot now out of nowhere, but still,
He's in his prime now. It's not like we're not talking about a guy who's over the hill. No, but you are talking about his injury history, being a huge and that's fair, obviously. But like
No major injuries, but it's every year.
There's definitely a million paper cuts.
For 8 to 10, a calf strain, 4 to 6. How long until one of these soft tissue injuries turns into something serious?
Well, our guy has something serious,
He's younger and he's looks like he's kind of come back. So
yeah,
and we have KD who had an Achilles tear. I think he was a little bit older than Tatum when it happened.
Yeah,
and he came back and he was just as good. So
yeah.
and
I hear
there's
you.
nothing about Tatum's like game that was based off of athleticism or anything like that. So I think he's still going to be pretty all right.
If you're the Bucks, are you an auto yes for this deal?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, because Giannis wants out. So that's
Yeah. Tatum wants in. That's the thing. Tatum wants in here.
Fair.
Yeah, so it's kind of like whoever they kind of.
I mean, and that's a hell of a prize. So holy shit.
The Warriors package isn't too bad. I mean, you can get.
Yeah, you get Jimmy Butler.
You trade Giannis and Thanasis because we'll just set him off as a group as one less thank you to Giannis.
Secret weapon.
And you get back Jimmy Butler and Buddy Hield, and then you get like 4 or 5 first-round picks because the Warriors have all of their first-round picks for the next like 8 years. So like I don't hate that trade. The Bucks can start rebuilding with a bunch of first-round picks, and you get Buddy Hield playing there with Miles Turner, and you can be quasi competent. Jimmy Butler on your books until 2 more years.
I don't know. Steven Adams had surgery today on an apparent ankle injury, so the Rockets now have a glaring hole at big man. I mean, they do kind of have Clint Capella just hanging around.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there. He is there,
but that's 9 boards they're going to be missing.
Yeah,
it's a lot of offensive boards too.
Yeah, that stinks for the Rockets. That's a tough hit.
Pull the trigger on Jaren Jackson.
He doesn't necessarily rebound the best.
That's true.
He doesn't, but I mean, that team already rebounds like hell. Like
maybe they could teach him a thing or two.
Yeah, I mean, I was just kind of throwing a dartboard on that one, just a name.
I think if anything, they should go smaller. Maybe get a point guard in there.
Yeah,
like an elite point guard. But I don't know, whatever. I don't think.
Can you trade injured players? Like, can you trade Steven Adams and?
Yeah, you can trade the contracts
for like a actual player
for Kobe White. I don't know many other point guards that are available.
Bulls tried to trade us Vucevic.
Yeah, I saw that.
No thanks, man.
They wanted they wanted Simons and a first for Vucevic.
Nah.
Yeah, that's what the Celtics said apparently. I would have said
I'll do Simons and first for like Ayo and them.
Oh, they're not gonna get rid of Ayo just soon. Well, he's on a good contract. Jerry Reinsdorf's a cheap fuck, and he's also from Chicago. So
then why are you getting rid of Kobe White?
Kobe White's not on a cheap contract, and he's due for another pay soon because I assume was on. I think
he's a good player.
I mean,
he was like the best player on the floor when we played the Bulls.
Who the Bulls want to be? They want to be 41-41. They cannot have good players. They have to have young, cheap players that make mistakes and keep you in the middle of the pack.
So yeah, they should. In theory, if your theory is correct, then Ayo Dosunmu will be playing for the Timberwolves in a matter of a week.
No, because he's a young, cheap player that will keep them at 41-41.
Yes, but he's too good. They're gonna give up on his talent.
Yeah, when it's time to pay him, they will. They do it every time. Because they have to pay Patrick Williams $90 million. Do you not understand?
Well, he earned every penny of it when he played against us.
Sure, he was doing well. It sucked.
He even hit a dunk. That's how I knew we were cooked.
A dunk. It was like, what the fuck? What's going on here?
Yeah. Teams are willing to, the shitters of the league are willing to throw their hat into 3-team trades. That's nice to hear.
Yeah, we're gonna need it because a lot of these contenders are in the apron territory, so they're gonna need some help.
Yeah, the Kings just gotta be salivating. They're like, we're doing stuff, dude. We're getting in there.
Danny Ainge has got to be salivating too. Like, send me some picks, kid. Like, I'll throw some. I'll throw some money in
Somehow Ainge is gonna get like 13 first-round picks in the next 10 years.
How many picks do the Jazz have right now? I'm just gonna look that up.
But still have Laurie somehow.
I was thinking today, it must be, obviously it kind of sucks, but also must be kind of sweet to be like a really good player on a shit team. Because like you can be like a Laurie Marketing, like making crazy money and just balling out every night, and then like once like March comes around, they're like, hey, we're playing too good. You can go take like a vacation now. Like we're gonna keep paying you just to not play. Like great job for the beginning of the year.
You showed
I
your
mean, that sounds
value.
like Kawhi Leonard should be first in line.
Yeah. But he played for good teams, though. So I'm just talking about if you play for like a shit team.
Yeah, I got too important
I
at
mean, he
work.
went to the Clippers. I don't know how good of a team that was going to. I don't know how good of a team it is now, to be completely honest.
Wrong point.
Yeah, I mean, that's nice to hear that teams are willing to work to make it. Because, that we were really heading towards a stagnant deadline here, and that's no fun. Part of the NBA's allure is that players are moved all the time
Now I might
to
get
help
hot.
contenders. So,
If Giannis
yeah,
has
now,
moved, that's legitimately one of the biggest moves ever. Just like the Luka move.
yeah, it would. It'd be huge, especially if he goes to the Knicks. If he goes to the Knicks, there's part of me as a Celtics fan that's like, "Eesh." I don't love it.
Depends
Don't
what they
love
do.
it. Well, of course. Yeah, of course. But I don't, that's 3 more years of Eastern Conference Finals between us, I imagine. Yeah. So,
But do you
that's,
think the Knicks are like pressed to make that trade right now?
yes.
They're
Yeah, they're in tough shape.
skidding.
Yeah.
Like they're not playing well now, but like, do you think they make it this year during the year? Or do you think that they wait until after the year, like in the offseason?
If the deal is for like Cat and I don't know, who else would you be willing to part with? OG and Anunoby.
If you want Giannis, you're gonna have to give up like first and like 1 or 2 good players too.
Okay, so Cat and Mikal Bridges with
Like Deuce
the
McBride too, maybe in there,
sure.
and then a couple of firsts.
Don't I would do that if I'm the Knicks. I'd be on the line.
It's tough.
Yeah,
The Bucks are lost their leverage a bit because the Knicks can't wait around anymore. Like that's the thing. I think the Knicks would have preferred to wait, but now it seems like Giannis just won't play for the Bucks the rest of the season. Like they're trading him.
he has an extension that he can sign this off season, so like he'll just not sign in the off season, and then he'll go free agency.
Yeah.
So it'll turn into like a sign and trade kind of thing where he'll sign with the Bucks for 3 years or whatever, and then get traded to the Knicks.
But also, if you're the Knicks, why are you waiting for next year? The East is ripe for the taking.
No, this is the year to go for the chip. That's for sure.
And then I'd take your chances with Giannis and Jalen and the rest of the guys against the Thunder or the Nuggets, whoever's coming out of the West. And it's hope that something breaks your way.
Would be
Yeah, I mean, I
scary.
think the Knicks need to do something.
I just don't think Cat's a winning player, man. I mean, he's a great player, but he's just not a guy who, like, he's not a Giannis.
You can win with Cat, but you have to have like the perfect team around him. Like you have to have defensive dogs on every fucking spot because your center's not going to play any defense. And with that team, you have Jalen Brunson on that team, so you have 2 guys that just can't play defense.
Didn't really work in Minnesota, and he played with one of the best defenders to ever play the game. So I don't know. I don't know if he's it really is like he's a frustrating player. Like he loses frame sometimes
Yeah.
when it matters the most.
Yeah, and it's tough because, like you're right, he's playing with Jalen Brunson, who needs someone like Giannis to maybe get to that next level, which is scary because, like if they get rid of one of the holes and fucking maybe give Jalen one of the most perfect people for his issues, it's tough. It's a scary picture. They'll definitely miss the spreadability of Cat, that's for sure. Their team will change mightily, and like we'll see if they can adjust to it that well. But Giannis at least is an outerworldly talent. That helps, but their team changes a lot because they won't have Cat launching from like 40.
But
Even if they
also,
trade, they're probably going to trade like Josh Hart or somebody too, like one of these guys that can't shoot. And try and
but
get it.
everybody else can shoot the ball. I hear the concerns.
Yeah,
Obviously, losing a guy who's 6'11" who can shoot the ball is a big hole, but you're getting a guy who's 7 feet tall who can kind of shoot still, as we just talked about, but not nearly as well as Cat. And he does everything else better. And everybody else below him can shoot the ball.
I think you do it.
Yeah. I think if I'm looking at Jalen Brunson, it'd be like, what's realistically my ceiling with this team as is? It ain't winning a championship. But with Giannis, now we're talking like, okay, I can see it. I can see how we will beat a team like the Thunder or the Nuggets on that, hopefully in 4 games.
They want to make this trade this year with the injuries, though. He's had a few injuries already this year.
Giannis.
Giannis has not been the most healthy player this year, and he's dealing with a calf strain now. So, do you make that trade now, knowing that it's going to be 4 to 6 weeks before you can even put him in your lineup to figure out how he fits?
Yeah, I mean, listen, why wait until he's another year older? If the injuries are the issue at this point, just get him in the building and build around, work around his availability. Other than that, if you're worried about availability with Giannis, then just don't do the trade and go with, I don't think you're winning a championship with as is, but maybe.
It's true. I mean, he's played.
Giannis is the home run swing.
Yeah.
He's played 30 games this year, so not the most unhealthy, but
Yeah. No, yeah. We have teams like the Warriors too, talking about wanting to and having a decent bid. Maybe, I don't know.
yeah, that's
What
one.
the hell what really can they offer, you know?
It's just all the first round picks, so they can offer really.
And like Kuminga and Pods, I guess, and a bunch of bullshit.
I'd much rather the Knicks players I get back than those guys. IMO.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I mean,
But-
the draft capital that the Warriors will give you is they can give you
More.
5 first round picks.
Yeah, I don't think the Knicks have much draft capital to even give up.
Spent a lot on
Yeah.
Bridges.
Yeah, it's all gone. And
You get
building the
5
team they
first
built.
round picks for Bridges, and there's fans over there that want him gone.
Well, that was the deal that sunk this team.
You don't have any flexibility. You're over like the second apron, I'm pretty sure. Like, and you don't have any draft capital to move anything.
And Bridges is a good player, but he ain't worth that price.
No.
He wasn't. Never was. Anyhow, we'll see. Deadline should be interesting. A lot of. We'll talk about it. Obviously, if something breaks, then we might have to do an earlier episode just to discuss the landscape and how it would affect the Celtics. And if the Celtics make a trade, if that's of any real relevance, that'll be huge to talk about. But other than that, just a story that came up on my radar. I watched Pablo Torre, his show. Pablo Torre, the best to do it. Best doing it. Is there anybody better than him doing it right now in terms of sports journalism and reporting?
Yeah, report.
No one similar.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
for sure.
True. We are on the level of Pablo Torre, who I believe studied at Harvard University. That's
Oh.
right.
So you're here too, okay?
Yeah, I am a lawyer. That's true. New England law, baby. Yeah, Robert Parra, owner of the Grizzlies. Apparently, his company is linked to what the UN has deemed as war crimes using his technology. This is all allegedly, all that. Torre and the guy he had on reported this. But guys, the Grizzlies, I mean, holy shit. Talk about a team that is just screwed.
I did not see
I
this
don't know.
coming. Out of the John Morant and the JJJ rebounding issues, I did not see the war criminal owner.
Somehow the wackiest part of the story is that the owner wanted to play Tony Allen, the grindfather, one-on-one for like $100,000 in like a one game like event for charity. It's just like, dude. And the Robert Parra is like 6'3", and I think he's pretty solid. Like if he was at a pickup, he'd be the best guy you see there. But come on, Tony Allen would have like dog his ass.
First team right there.
Yeah, like, and also is there a guy you want to play least in terms of guard defense or one-on-one defense than Tony Allen? Like, that guy's gonna fucking clamp you up. And it never happened, thank God, for that owner.
Video.
It got canceled, and then he offered to play against Michael Jordan, and Jordan's like,
Yeah.
it's a lose-lose for me.
Why the fuck am I gonna play?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's why it happened. Tony Allen's like, dude, I'm not gonna. I think this was when he was still playing. Like, I'm not gonna risk anything playing you for just to appease your ego. But whatever. It's just the real interesting bit about this story is how Adam Silver and the league is going to sort of interact with this story, especially because obviously John Morant is on the Memphis Grizzlies and he has famously had issues on and off the floor with guns and perpetuating, things that are detrimental to the NBA. That's what he's been fined for. And he's missed time. He's got suspended for it. The league has sanctioned all these punishments. But what happens now when one of the richest owners in the NBA, Robert Parra, is linked to and potentially helping aid in UN deemed designated war crimes? It's like, is there going to be any repercussions for the billionaire owner, or are we just worried about what, the black employees are doing? Are we not really looking up the chain here to see and policing them equally because they're all employees of the NBA?
His repercussions are going to be that they have to wear DraftKings patches on their jerseys for the rest of the year, and they're going to have to put out more FanDuel ads in their broadcasts, and that's going to be what the repercussions are, because Adam Silver is not a real commissioner. Like, let's be real here. Like, he doesn't fucking do anything that doesn't make the owners money. So his only job is to not piss them off, and
It's how they stay employed,
It's pretty fucking ugly. Like, how do you?
Well,
not...
it's not just that, Steve. Like we've seen it with the NBA. Owners can lose their job for the owner of the Clippers. He lost his job because he violated the NBA code of conduct with his actions.
But he also had to be voted out by the rest of the owners, and that guy was also a raving dick to everybody else. That's why he got voted out.
Yeah, well, he's forced to sell his ownership, like, in the
It
team.
wasn't just the commissioner that came up with that, though. Like, the whole league had to agree with it.
I understand, but so you're saying that the rest of the league wouldn't do it? So it's not just Adam Silver's fault.
Well, it's definitely partially Adam Silver's fault because I bet you he probably won't even bring it to that point. Like, I don't see him
Well,
doing
right.
this.
If he doesn't even talk about it, then yeah, there's obviously they're just trying to sweep it away and chalk it up to hearsay. But I mean, Pablo Torre, there's real life shit involved with this guy, and this story has real legs. So it'd be very much a glaring thing to sort of not even talk about, let alone police, which they police for a lot less.
Yeah. Maybe they'll say they're just going to look into it. They'll launch an investigation, but then maybe it goes nowhere. Like, maybe that's all that happens, which would suck.
Well,
But
like,
I could see that.
we don't even have any fucking information about the Kawhi Leonard investigation that they've supposedly be going on.
Well, but that's another thing. Is like, are we just in a thing where the NBA is going to sweep the owners' malfeasance and misconduct under the rug entirely, but the players have to live up to a certain standard of conduct that is not equivalent to, let's just be completely honest, white guys who own the team? Like, it's glaring a bit. And if I was in the NBA PA, I'd be livid to be like, what are we doing?
No, it's definitely fair.
But it's obviously we're talking about power dynamics that are a lot different, because an owner can embroil the NBA in some real lawsuits and money is up at stake, whereas a player is very much, the power dynamics are heavily stacked against them.
Oh, for sure.
Which sucks. But
Yeah, like the dynamic of the public is stacked against the player too, because when you think about the Celtics, you don't think about Ben Chisholm, you think about Jayson Tatum.
Yeah.
When you think about the Grizzlies, you think about John Morant. You think about this guy,
Robert Parra.
First time that I've ever even heard of this guy. You know what I mean? Like, who owns the Jazz? Like, nobody knows, but we know who Lloyd Markkinen is because we see his face. We buy his jersey.
So are you saying that they should have a higher standard of conduct?
I'm just saying the social dynamic is completely different too. Like, it's stacked against the players because the players are at the forefront of the media, not the owners. So anytime a player does anything that's even a little bit wrong, it's stacked against them. But like, you can put this guy in a lineup with 3 other guys, and I'd only have a 25% chance of getting him because I'd be fucking guessing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. It's just, but I'm not trying to justify anything the job or players do. I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that it's gonna be. I'm gonna be watching, Adam. So better straighten up. Like, you better police this shit, because I'm noticing it and I don't like it.
For sure.
Don't like it. And obviously it's kind of, they have it's interesting because Robert Parra has a automatic like fail-safe argument, whereas it's like, we don't sell our stuff. So they distribute their product, their Wi-Fi service, satellites, and they give them to third-party sellers to sell off to wherever they go. So they don't have any direct control, but they are aware that 66 or roughly around 66% of their product is like getting bought up by Russian people, getting shipped to Russia. Definitely during the beginning of the Ukrainian conflict, war, whatever you want to call it, invasion. So it'd be like, are you really just going to believe that they don't know where more than half their product is being bought from? Like, no.
Yeah, they're looking the other way for sure.
Yeah, and I don't know. Maybe you can quibble with, but the UN has deemed it war crimes. It's just, it's an ugly thing. It's whatever Robert Parra is being accused of is a lot worse than whatever John Morant has done and gotten pretty heavily fined for. So to let him off scot-free would be very glaring to me. And same with Ballmer. Like, what we were talking about, what Kawhi Leonard was going to get slapped with for this stuff, and he still might get one. But like, what is Ballmer going to get slapped with for also being, he's just going to say, oh, I didn't know it was going on, and you're just going to believe him? Like, I don't know. It's just very fuck.
There's a paper trail to Ballmer. That's the only thing, though. So he can't really play that card.
Of course he can't play that card. That guy's so invested into his team. You're telling me he doesn't know what's going on with every single one of his players?
Is there an owner that's more invested in their team than Steve Ballmer? I mean,
no, probably not.
Right. So it's an interesting thing, but Pablo, keep doing your thing, pal. Great story, great watch. So I recommend going over the Pablo Torre finds out and watching that.
Oh, Torre's
The-
fucking dope. Like he's
The reporter he had on, Compliment, I think was his last name, did a great job on the story. So interesting.
shout out to Pablo Torre. He doesn't just come up with fucking shit and throw it against the wall. Like he does his research. So this will break into something.
Hopefully.
He's different. I love Pablo. Like the investigative journalism that he does is like it's top
He
notch.
has the receipts, dude. He has the receipts.
And like the stuff, then also like it's not even he does like these things, but then also like you'll find out he'll do like an investigative journalism with like that GeoGuessr guy to figure out like if they were on Epstein's island out of a fucking picture, and the guy will fucking figure it out. And it's like then he does like other goofy ass shit too. Like he's great. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Thank God ESPN let him go so we could do something fucking good.
Usually how it works nowadays.
Yeah.
Just if you just look at the abundance of talent that ESPN has let go over the years and like how well they're doing, it's unbelievable.
I mean, our guy, Bill
Simmons, you got Levitard, Torre, you got fucking Zach Lowe. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So
it's
yell at us for fucking 23 and a half hours a day.
Media is so curated now, though, Steve. It's like so bespoke that it's those big mass market stations are all going the way of the dinosaur. ESPN is no different.
Yeah, it still just slimes me. It just creeps me out still that like they have a betting book and they're like one of the leads for sports information in the world.
Fair. There is a conflict of interest there.
Definitely.
But
take their advice.
Whatever.
Take their advice lightly, because that they're maybe told what they're told what to say. Who knows?
All those guys have Bill Simmons, dude. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
The guy who has millions of listeners doesn't sway votes or bets, or drives traffic. Like, none of these guys are innocent. Not that it's necessarily a crime what they're doing, but it's just like, they could very much influence how a lot of money being moved around. Just interesting to think about. Celtics look ahead. We didn't do it, but let's do it now. Pretty easy slate, although we're getting whapped by the Hawks 34-17 at the end of the first, basically. We got the Kings on Friday. We got the Bucks on Sunday, sans Giannis. Mavs on Tuesday, and the Rockets on Wednesday. Honestly, if we're probably going to lose tonight, and we're probably going to lose against the Rockets. Other than that, they should all be resounding victories. 3-2.
I got 4-1.
4-1. You think we're going to pull it out against the Hawks tonight? Oh, listen. I'm not. They can't play defense, so maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've come back from similar deficits this year. I felt like so. I definitely I wouldn't be surprised at half if it's like a 5-point deficit or even close to tied.
Houston's gonna be an interesting game. Gonna need Amari for that. So
that's
well, hey, they're down at center, so.
Oh, true. Maybe we go small.
We'll see how they play. I mean, you can still play big. I mean, they still have KD and someone out there, so
and they still have Jabari Smith, and they do have Clint Capella. I don't know if they're gonna unleash him on us just to fuck us over one more time, because that guy seems to always play very well against us. We'll see. That's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be interesting to match up to see how we match with the top of the West again, because it hasn't been going that sweet for us, especially against the Rockets this year. So. Games of the week. I mean, tomorrow you got San Antonio versus Houston. That's the big game.
Yeah.
Then you get Detroit versus Phoenix on Thursday. OKC versus Minnesota on Thursday night, and Toronto versus Orlando, which has surprisingly become one of the better matchups in
Orlando's fucking shitting themselves this year. They're playing team this year. That's crazy. Nobody would have thought that at the beginning of the year.
Right, but there's still a lot of talent there. It's obviously like how can they get their two guys?
It's gonna be a good game.
And the Raptors have been like one of the better surprises of the season. I mean, Raptors are in third place.
It's great. They're right behind us too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they got a lot of talent. It's just like we were like confused at how it fit. They have a lot of dudes though. Like a lot of I mean, having BI, Randall, Scotty, that's not nothing. Like they'll win you some games, that's for sure, with good coaching at least.
Yeah.
I got a lock bet for you.
Let's hear it.
Whatever the over is for the Lakers Knicks, take that one.
Okay.
Neither
one of those 250.
Neither one of those fucking teams plays defense.
LeBron's just gonna roll back the clock and have an all-time defensive performance just to smite you, dude.
I think I was gonna turn into Prime Hakeem Olajuwon for fucking one night.
Kevin Garnett just swatting shit and mean mugging people. And after all that, anything else in basketball you guys want to talk about?
I think we got it pretty much covered.
Was waiting for the Wemby bomb. I meant Wemby,
Yeah.
Giannis, I meant. We're waiting for
Yeah.
the Giannis.
Proto Wemby.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, basically. And we're waiting for the Giannis bomb because that will definitely shape how we think about the rest of the year. So we're just holding our breath.
I mean, it's funny you say that, though. Wemby would be the most shocking trade. Right?
Oh, yeah.
He's the most untradeable asset from now for the next decade.
Yeah, basically. Unless AJ comes in is looking like this. We'll see.
Even still, dude, a 7'4" guy that can move like AJ.
That's true. Yeah, no, it's just the Wemby health stuff. We'll see.
Yeah. Moving on to our theme, our movie review. Last week of Alien/Wemby month. Speaking of Wemby bombs, we did the entire month dedicated to the aliens amongst us. Victor is definitely one of them. And this week's film was Signs, 2002 M. Night Shyamalan banger. Who picked this film?
Me.
Jacob. So we'll start with you, Jacob. Signs, 2002. Let me intro it. Actually, massive. So the film trades the massive scale of a typical alien invasion for an intimate, claustrophobic look at a single family in rural Pennsylvania, starring Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix. Mel Gibson, a retired priest. Joaquin, his failed AAA baseball brother. Abigail Breslin and Rory Culkin as the young son and daughter of Mel Gibson. But they basically face a whole alien invasion at their small rural Pennsylvania home. Jacob, Signs. What did you think?
It was a pretty interesting watch. Definitely, I haven't watched it in so long, like since I was a kid. I remember the creepy moments still hit a bit, like
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they like the directing in those moments still hit. I would say like something I wouldn't remember as a kid that wasn't as good as I remember is like the writing and like the dialogue. Like M. Night definitely failed a bit there, but he caught like some of the intense moments still. Like I was happy with that because that's all I kind of wanted was that the reveal of the alien and them running and like trying to see what the figure is, and also like the feel of being at their ranch and like surrounded by nothing in rural areas felt like very scary for the alien dynamic too, because they kind of feel like in the middle of nowhere with aliens around them. So I like the atmosphere felt good, but yeah, like the M. Night, I could have done a better job writing some of the dialogue, I felt.
Steve?
They were also fucking awkward. Every fucking one of them was so fucking awkward. The only one that didn't come off as awkward was M. Night Shyamalan's character.
Yeah.
And it was like
M. Night did a great job acting in this one. I got to give him credit.
Like, it was great. And I was like, that was the only guy that came off as normal. The rest of them all were so fucking weird. Like, especially the fucking army, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The guy trying to get them to join the army. The way
the general
was like, what? I thought he was a fucking alien for a minute. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
That guy, I'm basically, after my third cup of coffee of the morning and I tip my Adderall and Zen, I'm that guy for like 3 hours. Like, oh, the aliens, I think they're from a different universe and they're from X, Y, and Z. They might be from that planet. Also, you were a great baseball player. Oh, who's a great baseball player? Jose Canseco. Like, that's me. Just off the juice, dude. That guy was off the Fetty,
They were all just so, every fucking one of them, all the way down to the fucking kids, were all just so fucking weird.
Some tough kid acting in this one, I gotta say. I mean, the kids are creepy.
Yeah.
M. Night loves writing a creepy kid into his films. And these kids were very like, those are weird kids.
Very funny.
I don't want to hang out with those kids.
Very funny how all four of them were like famous actors. Like,
Abigail Breslin's a good actress. Yeah,
she's a great actress. Rory was pretty good back in the day. Not as good as his brother, obviously.
I don't know if did he ever act in anything?
I thought he was in something else.
No, he's the third brother. The Culkins have multiple brothers.
Oh, was the third brother? I thought it was only two.
There's Kieran, who's the best one. There's Macaulay, who's the famous one, and then Rory.
Wow.
I guess a slight explanation for them being so weird could be the fact that their mom just died. But yeah, regardless, like, because that would stunt a kid like probably in every way. So it's hard to imagine.
But the rest of them being so fucking weird.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely like I'd say just for the kids maybe, but even then I don't think he was thinking like that. You know what I mean? Like I think he just wanted them all to be wacky. But it would make sense if you look at it that way.
He was Rory Culkin was in the Scream 4. That's how I remember.
That fucking some of the parts though with Mel Gibson just made me laugh so fucking hard.
This movie's like, I think it's intentionally written in a comedic lens. There's some very like just straight up funny stuff in this film.
I like the pharmacy part when the girl's talking about swearing, and he's just like,
That
"Shut
would
the
be a
fuck
swear.
up."
That would be a swear. And then he goes back to when they're having pizza. He's like, I never want you to hang out with your babysitter ever again. It's just like, that's very funny. Man, this movie, it's interesting. M. Night Shyamalan, very interesting guy, because I think this film is good. It's very good. The acting performance by Mel Gibson ranges anywhere between, like, he's just, like, great in certain scenes and also, like, hilariously bad in some. Joaquin is doing his own weird shit, and obviously you got two little kids who are acting where it's like, you know, they're kid actors and they're, you can't really judge them harshly. I will say, I think it's a trend I notice in a lot of Shyamalan, is that his writing is very pedantic. He, like, cannot let a scene rest. He cannot let a string go unexplained. And, like, if you watch any one of the scenes, he just has a hard time letting a moment breathe with his films. And it gets a little frantic and hectic to watch and doesn't necessarily match with the theme of the film, which is, like, isolation, creepy shit in the distance. If you watch the film, you notice that every scene has got like 50 cuts in it, from looking at different sections of corn back to Mel Gibson's face or whatever. It's like a lot going on. And the writing is very, like, it insists upon itself, to quote Peter Griffin, but it's very much like, it's so pedantic and explanatory, and it like walks you through every single metaphor.
Yeah,
And that's nice at
swing for it
times.
thing.
Yeah, the
yeah.
swing for it.
Was that what she
But
said
then,
exactly? She said something like that, but some of it's swing.
well, that's the thing. Some of the writing is actually genius. There's some scenes where I like, oh, the dialogue is actually very well written here, and that's the scene when Mel is talking with Joaquin on the couch about people who believe in luck and people who just believe in coincidences or whatever, and how that appertains to, like, faith. I thought that scene was particularly very gripping and very well written. Um, and that's where Mel explains that what his wife's last words were, which is, tell the sun to see, and for the brother, Joaquin Phoenix, to swing away. And he's like, that was just her brain, her neurons firing as she, like, died. It's just, it makes no sense. And he's like, no, I don't believe anybody has her back. But then at the end of the film, the overall written theme is like, he does a 180 where he's like, these weren't coincident. Like, this was all meant to, like, there's something else out there. There is like, he regains his faith because everything sort of neatly wraps up and ties together. So I thought that was uniquely well written there. Everything else is like, it is a bit of a slog to get through in terms of M. Night dialogue, and that's across all his films.
There was one part that I had a really big problem with when they were boarding up the house and they're boarding up the rooms. If you watch, they close the door and they start boarding outside the door on the side that the door closed towards. So that doesn't make any fucking sense, because then they would just open the door and they would just be there and they would just go through the fucking boards. It's just completely fucking backward.
Yeah, man.
So
Listen,
I literally looked at Paige when that happened. I was like, am I fucking stupid, or they just do that backwards? She's like, no, they did it completely fucking backward.
this film sort of, it's mixed for me, because as an alien invasion, like, survival guy trying to survive, save his family from, like, aggressive aliens movie, I think it fails a bit to do that. The aliens don't ever really seem like that much of a threat. They're not particularly well explained, well written, what their goals, so it kind of fails on that. But as a movie about analyzing a guy who was who, like, his job was to based in faith, and he loses that faith, and his trip back to gaining it through an alien invasion in concept, that's something that's very, very interesting. And I think that's what keeps me in on Shyamalan, is that he does write these certain conceptual things where it's like, that could have been a brilliant film if it was just written by anybody else. Like, if Denis Villeneuve wrote this and directed it, boy, we're talking about one of the all-time sci-fi bangers. But yeah, Mel Gibson, and like I said, his performance ranged anywhere from, like, plastic and weird to just, like, some of the best acting I think I've seen recently. Like, when he's talking to M. Night about losing his wife, and the guy apologizes and he just breaks down in tears. It's like, oh shit, this is like a really, I think Mel wanted it to be more on the emotional side, not so much the sci-fi aspect of the film.
Yeah, that's the
And I
first.
think that's what maybe stops this film from being to the next level of that, like, Arrival, Annihilation, where it's a mix of, like, great concept with great execution.
Yeah, the first thing I thought of when you were talking about Mel Gibson having great scenes was that scene when he's standing outside the car talking to him and he's apologizing to him for killing his wife.
That's right.
Like, watching the grief and the anger and like battling with like, hey, forgiveness of this guy, and like seeing all of those things like in his face without him saying a word, like that was
He doesn't forgive him either.
no, he
He
doesn't.
just says right and walks away. And it's like, yeah, a man of faith who's supposed to be like the father's supposed to say, I forgive you, my son. Like that's how the priest confession ends. The guy just confessed to him about killing his wife by accident, and he didn't say that. So it's interesting to look at that through the lens of where this guy's faith is going and where he's leaning and where he's at in the film.
Yeah, and the ending was tough. Like, it was a bit tough, but it was very. Like, I looked at it in the lens of like world of the worlds, like War of the Worlds. Like, it's basically the same thing where it's like these aliens are coming in here to get resources, and they get killed by the resources they're trying to take, and then they gotta get the hell out of here. It did suck a little that it was just water, but I guess it is similar. It's very similar to like some of the more core like themes that of like some of the more original, like the original like War of the Worlds book basically had this is like the twist in that book. So it's like kind of it is similar. It is lame and played out that we were gonna see it, but it's not some crazy foreign twist that sucked. That it still is a little bit lame.
This is very interesting though, because War of the Worlds, to the Tom Cruise movie, came out either shortly after this or like a year later or something like that. And that movie is sort of the exact polar opposite of this, where I think that movie really does a great job at the action sci-fi
Oh yeah,
aspect of it with Tom Cruise, and like the action scenes are a lot better. The
Wicked
aliens are a
cool.
lot fucking cool.
Yeah, it's
cooler.
wicked cool.
Yeah. And less of the emotional, character-driven study of like a guy trying to regain his space with his kids as their father on a trip, like going through crisis to realize like I love my kids or something like that. You know, whatever the stupid mess. Like it doesn't. It fails to give an emotional pull. Like how Signs definitely kind of does a lot better of a job.
No, do you remember the son in War of the Worlds? He pissed me off. The kid that was like,
he was a twerp.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was the difference. I actually kind of hated him. I was like, I don't even want.
Yeah.
I was like, he's like, I'm gonna go fight, and like ran it with the tanks. I was like, dude, what? What are you doing?
But that scene where they're like, he's with his kid, his daughter, and his son, and they're laying in the basement of like a ruined building.
That was crazy.
And off in the distance, you have like the military fight, and you can see like the shots and the rockets, and you hear it all popping off, and then the thing comes through. It's like that movie really hits on the action sequences where it's like, oh, this movie is cooking. This is a lot more of a slow burn. And they're both good in their own measure, for sure.
Yeah. And then the end's like the aliens couldn't handle germs.
Water.
And they're out of here.
Oh, yeah, germs.
Yeah, that was, I guess the original book had water. Or that's, I mean, water has germs in it. It all would fuck them up. It's basically just like they couldn't hang with us, that's for sure. That was basically the ending of both.
Yeah, right. Anything else about this movie stick out to you guys?
Maybe I was a little bit biased because I knew it was an M. Night Shyamalan movie. But I was just waiting for like the twist at the end that never happened. So I was kind of let down by that, but that's kind of like that's just watching a movie that's 20 years old and knowing who M. Night Shyamalan is.
The twist is like that everything that was sort of the water being on the countertops is what ends up like saving them. He thought it was like just a weird quirk, but like the twist is that everything that was leading up to this moment, the fact that his kid was an asthmatic, saved his life. Like everything was meant to happen. Like it's just not all a coincidence. It was it's whatever. It ties to that core debate of the film. That's supposed to be the twist, is that everything that seems like a meticulous plot point actually matters in the end, the final scene. So I guess
it also annoys the hell out of me when you see scenes that like you really don't mean anything, like him going to the army recruiter and like thinking about like joining the army and then reading the army recruiting book and everything like that. It's like it didn't have anything to do with the plot. Like, why is this even in here?
Well, it fleshes out who Joaquin Phoenix's character was, like one of the best AAA players of all time or whatever. That was meant to like flesh that character out. Maybe superfluous. Maybe we could have got that in a different scene. But yeah, I get what you're saying. That character, I kind of wouldn't want to trade that scene though, because that guy is just a fucking. It just reminded me of me so much. I was like, this guy's on a different planet. He's zooted.
One thing I love about Joaquin Phoenix is that like you see him in a movie, and I don't know if it's just me, but every time I see him in a movie, I don't see Joaquin Phoenix. I see like whatever character he's playing.
That's interesting. I think I see the complete opposite. I see Joaquin playing every character.
Yeah, it's like but like if I see Tom Hardy, I'm like, oh, that's Tom Hardy. Like, what character is he gonna play this time? Like, I'm gonna love it. When I see Joaquin Phoenix, I'm like, oh, that's a character that happens to be Joaquin Phoenix. you know, he doesn't distract me from the movie that it's Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, but is this like a symptom of every A-list actor? Sort of like I feel like The Rock is always The Rock in everything.
Same with Brad Pitt.
You know,
Well,
yeah, like, but these guys have like lost weight and given themselves to like complete out of character roles for sure. But like,
Well, Leonardo DiCaprio, like he's like one of the best actors of our generation, and when I see him in a movie, I'm like, oh, that's Leo. Like it's like, but like
yeah,
Joaquin, I don't see him that way. I'm just like, oh, it's a character, and it happens to be Joaquin.
I definitely did. I didn't as much for Joker, that's for sure, because his transformation. I mean, I still obviously
he's
knew.
very good. Well,
Yeah.
in Joker.
I knew it was him, obviously, but yeah, I feel like that was definitely the movie I was at least taken away from the fact that he's
Christian Bale
A-list.
is kind of that way for me too. Like
Yeah.
I don't see, like I see Batman, and he happens to be Christian Bale. I see
It's interesting though with Bale because
from Ford versus Ferrari.
Bale very famously like character actor, and he like like The Machinist. He went from like 120 pounds back up to, and then his next film was Batman, where he was like 220 and yoked. Like he does complete body transformation, sort of like how Robert De Niro did. But Robert De Niro has now become, it's Robert De Niro in, you know, but De Niro wasn't that way. Like De Niro was Jimmy Conway to me. He was Frank LaMotta. He was growing up. He was the taxi driver. Whatever his name is in Taxi Driver. Like early on in his career, but at some point it switched where now it's like, oh, that's Robert De Niro being Bobby De Niro.
He sold out a bit.
Yeah, a bit. And Joaquin is interesting. I wonder if it's because these guys are not like incredibly handsome. I mean, they're very handsome in their own right. I don't mean to they're good-looking fellas for sure, but it's like Brad Pitt's like a dreamboat. The Rock is like a mountain of muscle on a man. Like they're unique features, things that make them stand out from the crowd. These guys sort of don't do that. Like I guess Joaquin sort of can be an everyman. Like he can be the sheriff from Eddington to a younger brother who was a former baseball star to Commodus, the emperor of Rome. I guess you're kind of right in that he sort of, and back to the Joker, like he can meld into these characters a bit because he's so facially everymanish, you know, besides his hair lip.
True.
Not to make fun of him, but.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, character actors kind of do that for me. Like you said, Christian Bale's kind of the same way for me. Joaquin Phoenix is that way. I don't know. That's something I've always just noticed with him. I don't know why I have a blind spot for him compared to everybody else.
Joaquin, to me, now feels like how Philip Seymour Hoffman was, where it's like, oh, this guy's in this film. This film is like gonna have a penchant of like greatness to it. Like this is gonna be a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, and everything Philip Seymour Hoffman was in was like, this is gonna be a banger because this guy's gonna give it 100%. And Joaquin, I feel like, has sort of taken that moniker a bit. Same with Jake Gyllenhaal now a little bit too. A little bit differently because Gyllenhaal's classically very handsome, but
he's really good though.
Yeah. Like they can sort of take this like, oh, this movie's gonna rip. Yeah. So that's Signs. M. Night, one of his last great films, good films. 3.5 stars on Letterboxd. What do you guys give it?
I was thinking 3 to 3.5. So that ranks. I guess I'll go 3.5. For nostalgia's sake too.
I'll give it 2.5.
Interesting.
2.5 as a horror movie. I'll give it 3 as a comedy.
Honestly, this movie does hit with this comedic bit. Like that was good to like give because Mel Gibson does have good comedic timing for sure in his acting. Yeah, I give it a 3 star.
Movie, a little bit of levity also helped with helps you
the serious tone.
Get into the serious parts too, like seeing these as people. Because if you just gave him a monotone, depressed kind of thing going for the whole movie, like you wouldn't like connect as much with when he gets to that point on the couch when he's telling him like, yeah, it's all luck. Like there's nothing behind it. Like he comforts him and like rips him down afterwards, which was a wild choice to do to your brother as an alien invasion is going on.
Yeah. Well, it's a man struggling with his faith.
Struggle with it. No reason to fucking rip your brother down with you, man. Come on now.
So he has a freak out at the end for sure. Yeah, this movie is the 3 star for me. I think I fall solely in the middle. It's good. I acknowledge that this film is overall better than it's not, but there is a lot of the Shyamalan-ness sort of seeping through with the pedantic dialogue and the not being able to let a scene breathe and sort of the faulty basal sort of philosophical dives it does. Anyhow,
Speaking of tripping scenes, like if you guys were gonna have a last meal, what would it be? Give you a drink, an appetizer, a main, and a dessert. What do we got? Anything, just like he says in the movie, anything. Doesn't even have to be one genre. I got mine.
mine would be a perfectly medium rare porterhouse, whipped garlic mashed potatoes, macaroni with whatever other shit in it, and maybe a steamed vegetable, maybe like spinach with butter or something.
Boring.
What's yours?
Okay.
Fucking good, but it's boring.
Nice glass of
Milk.
bourbon.
Oh,
No,
that's a bourbon.
I'm not fucking John and Jim Harbaugh. I'm not eating gallons of milk with my steaks.
Milk steak, fucking like what was that? Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Ew.
No, I gotta go with. I need a draft beer, like a cold draft beer.
Mine's boring. A draft beer.
Hey, I'm getting there. All right. I want lobster rangoons. I want a chicken burrito, and I want
Wow, dude.
Oreo mint milkshake.
Oh, for my dessert, I want apple crumble, like Dutch apple pie with a nice scoop of French vanilla ice cream.
That's fire too, yeah.
Jacob.
Jacob's gonna be like, I want a vegetable, and then I want a vegetable smoothie because I'm healthy, and then I want some water, and then I want some pH balanced water to wash it down.
I want a gluten-free pizza.
No, I wouldn't think of gluten on that in this situation. Thankfully, since it's a rash.
Yeah, you're not gonna have to worry about the celiac the next day.
No, but I would probably do a fat burger with some crazy toppings.
I was worried. I was thinking about a burger myself.
Yeah, and maybe like buffalo cauliflower wings and fried pickles. Yeah, otherwise I like maybe a vegetable on the side, like mashed potatoes, even though it's a fake vegetable.
It's funny. All our last days would just be like, we just want to go to Hooters.
Yeah. I just explained Red Robin.
Just like, yeah, Hooters is pretty sick. You get tall, cheap beer, unbelievable wings. You can get a burger if you want. There's hot chicks. Pretty sweet. And the sports.
I basically just want to make like a 20-minute round trip where I just stop off at like the fucking Korean place up the street, have a burrito around the corner, grab a milkshake around the corner, grab some beer on the way back, and then just stop at the house. Like that's all I want.
Just go all up and down Route 1. I want to start at Kowloon's. I want to go all the way to Sonic's. I want to go to Endless Hibachi and Sushi, and then Hooters on the way back.
Yes, there you go.
One person,
maybe get some Kelly's.
One purchase.
I know what
purchase
I want for my
each.
birthday.
True.
Speaking of last meals, that was the last film for Alien Wemby month, the month of January. We are moving on to February. Happy Black History Month to everybody out there, but we are not covering Black cinema. Unfortunately, we're not qualified to talk about it, but I do enjoy. I just watched Moonlight recently. That film was fantastic.
I was thinking about watching Sinners again just because I was just I saw a clip of it on TikTok or something, so I was thinking about going back and watching that again for the third time.
That's Black cinema. That's great cinema.
Movie.
And sort of in the Sinners vein, we're hot rodding it. We're going to 28 days later month because February has 28 days in it. We are covering all of the 28 days, weeks, and then the 2 years later films that have just recently come out for this month. We're going to be discussing each film in turn on a weekly basis.
And Cody,
starting with 28 days later.
What day of the month is it right now, too?
It is January 28th, 2026. So
it's nice. A big number right now.
Yeah, Steve, you're turning 28 in February, right? Maybe 4 years ago, 3 years ago. Yeah.
Well, don't age.
I can't do math. But yeah, so we're covering 28 Days Later, starring Cillian Murphy, I believe Naomi Harris, directed by Danny Boyle, written by Alex Garland. Then we will be covering 28 Weeks Later the next week with Jeremy Renner and Natalie Portman. And then 28 Years Later, Part 1, and 28 Years Later, Part 2, starring Ray Fiennes, Alfie Williams, I believe his name is, Judy Comer, Aaron Taylor Johnson, Jake O'Connell from Sinners, Jack O'Connell.
Oh, the same guy?
He's Rennick, the vampire.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be fucking good. You play a zombie?
All directed by Danny Boyle. Actually, I don't think 28 Weeks Later was written by Danny Boyle, directed by Danny Boyle. But anyhow, all written by Alex Garland. Danny Boyle directed more than half. Nia DaCoste directed the last one. So that's what we'll be covering for the month of February. Stay tuned. We will cover everything Boston Celtics and NBA related. And as always, Patriots back in the Super Bowl. Go Pats.
Hell yeah.
Go Drake May. Guys, it's been a pleasure. Go Seas.
Go
Appreciate that.
Boston.
I
Go
rank
Boston. Warriors, we're back. All right, bye, guys.